Ya, can. I mean, menurut kamu aja mau start dari mana?
Okay. Okay, maybe we can start with Kak Lilis's research
Which one you
thread
said?
on
This one?
the one on April 23rd about how to optimize the marketing
Okay.
for new onboarded properties. So Kalilis asked, we have some new properties, but some of them haven't got any booking yet. So do anyone have any ideas strategy we can implement to get them rented? And maybe we can start with what Evelyn's stated here.
Yeah, can. Do you want me to explain or?
Yeah, that would be nice. Thank you.
Okay then. Thank you, Kyla. So basically, the question itself, I think Kalilis asked, okay, what are like the strategy that we need to impose to sell this specific property, right? So, if I'm not mistaken, right, Bifi always conducted like a long-term campaigns, like, and in those campaign, like we do implement like how do I say, like some action plan. Like for an example, we paid for advertisement, etc., etc., etc. So like what I was thinking, maybe we could conduct a similar thing, but it is classified as a campaign. So as for an example, Twitter campaign, and the like the number, like the or like the how do I say, like we only gonna conduct this campaign for like a short period amount of time, or like we're not gonna do it often. Maybe we're gonna do it like once or twice in like a designated time scope. So what I was thinking is one of the strategy, maybe we could like promote our those specific property that we haven't sold in micro influencer, like someone who works or someone who is famous in that, in like tourism, etc. Like as for an example, in Twitter, like I saw a lot of thread as for an example, something like, oh, top 10 cheap villa in Bali, or like top 10 aesthetic villa in Bali. And like usually those kind of thread, they have a lot of retweets, and usually after the thread they kind of like plug in, okay, so like you can book this villa through Traveloka, etc., etc., etc. So like, yeah, that was what I'm thinking. But I believe that if we conduct something like this, it's gonna cost us money, right? And if we are in survive mode and we do not want like we do not want spend any money for now, then I guess maybe we could specifically promote this villa on Instagram campaign, Facebook campaign, or website campaign during the first 2 or 3, yeah, during the first 2 or 3 weeks at the beginning of the month. Yep.
Okay, thank you very much, Evelyn. Do we wait? Oh, aku mau nanya dulu, Kak, ini ada yang harus notul gitu nggak sih, Kak? Atau should I do it?
Huh?
Maksudnya to write the conclusions and stuff itu aku aja
Oh,
atau?
I think you have to pick a secretary for
Oh,
you.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I
shit.
forgot about that. Sorry. Does anybody want to be the secretary? Am I allowed to like choose it from? I mean, are the trial interns okay to do it as well,
You
or?
can choose if no one is actually volunteering.
Oh, does anybody want to volunteer first?
Jing, 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 jing. Okay, well, I want to volunteer.
Okay, thank you, Valelis. Okay, so we can move on to what Evelyn's just said. Does anybody have any input for that? Yes, Kavili.
Okay, so what Evelyn is proposing is a marketing plan, yeah. So it's on the top funnel activity, basically to um, wrap our advertisement as a content, like top 10 villas. So that's a content, but actually it is used to advertise. Yeah. I see. That's actually a well-known plan, and I think we should do that. But the thing is, maybe the constraint is that we don't have bandwidth in the top funnel activity for guest funnel. What do you guys think about that?
We don't have bandwidth.
Let's say we don't have a bandwidth for digital marketing in the guest site. Then what should we do about it?
Bandwidth, not budget, right?
Yep, bandwidth. Sorry.
What should we do about that?
If we do not have the bandwidth, for an example, digital marketing, then can we switch to like just, I don't know, like focus on selling this villa on like our existing campaign? Like for an example, if I'm not mistaken, I saw Bukit Vista Instagram, right? And like we start selling some of our property on the feeds. Oh wait, yeah, if you're gonna post it on Instagram, we need a digital marketer. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, perhaps,
Okay.
for example,
Yeah.
yeah, just one
You
example.
explore first.
Yeah, one example is to okay, then let's try to find volunteers around the company. Maybe people from PR, people who can create content. So find volunteers. So this is not a long term campaign, but this can be an MVP to like prove as a proof of concept.
Like a project.
Yes, correct. So someone with related project, how can we integrate it? So SBI. Okay. As a BI, we have to also be able to look past chapters, look into each of the individual chapters, and see how it can be synchronized and create output from there. So PR maybe in partnership funnel. Maybe they can create. They have a content creator. What kind of content creator do they? What kind of campaigns do they have right now? How can it be integrated in your idea? So that's one way to create an efficient system.
Okay, that's about the execution,
Okay.
Lydia.
Hello. Okay. Thank you, Kavidi. So to conclude, should we execute this by finding people to do this plan?
Kayla, I think you have to offer the topics first on the floor. Anyone have like a new idea compared to Evelyn's?
Okay.
Like other than Evelyn?
Yeah. Does anybody have any other ideas?
Oh wait, this idea just came. Yeah, okay. Before we move to like the campaign itself, will it actually be possible to conduct like a research, you know? So like we know why exactly this property hasn't been sold yet, or does the research thing is already conducted?
Did
Because
Kavidi just? Oh, yeah. Sorry. Did Kavidi raise his hand, or did I see it wrong?
No, I mean we have Redash as one source.
Mhm.
We can analyze what are where are the listings that are inquired the most based on area, and we can look at the property size and then compare it to the properties that aren't being sold, for example. That could be one.
mm-hmm. Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, I think Kak Lilis has this card. I think it's about like analyzing the property that hasn't been sold. But I don't know whether like the property in context here is actually the same with what Kalilis asked.
Okay. Yeah, so that's basically the list of property that haven't like sold after the first onboarding, which is the Sampan Pemulan, the Lumbung House, Villa Namaskara, the one that is already in the box. It is rented for about like yeah, like one until 1 week, one night until 1 week. So that's that. Um, what do you think the approach will be from the understanding, Evelyn? Like how you can understand the root cause? What things that you would like to do to understand the root cause?
Oh, the root cause is it. wait, the root cause of like why this property has not been sold, is it?
Yep. That's correct.
Ah, okay. Okay. I guess to see to and I mean like I guess to see and understand the root cause, I guess we could implement what Kak Fidi have said. Like we could take a look at Redash and just like contrast and compare. For an example, like the top demand and like the market demand, the area demand, etc., 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 and like make like a like create and like create an actionable insight based on the research. Yeah.
Okay, I think um, Olive and Yawan already done the research like for existing properties. Would you like to deliver your findings like about the other property that is not selling? What is the root cause? Start from Yawan, I guess.
I guess one of the description is look. One of the root causes is because of its location. I think maybe we can look at the location of the villa and then the how we describe it. Whether the description is streamlined and organized well, so that it can generate an interest amongst those travelers when they are doing their research. If the description is too boring or they find it to be very difficult to find the information that they want, maybe they'll just close the tab and then move on to other properties. This could be one of the root causes.
Okay. Can I have from Alif?
Based on my observation yesterday, I think there's a few factors of why the villa has a low occupancy. I found uh, a lot of factors. I think each occupancy has its own problem. For example, there's a bad comment in our post, but and the Bukit Vista team hasn't replied. So I think it's a big turn off for future customers. So they will find when they read our bad comment, they will find another option for their occupancy, and then maybe our image for our occupancy is not attractive enough. For example, the Pondok Juli occupancy. I think the first picture is not attractive enough, so maybe we can improve on that image. And another things is that for for example, the double A occupancy, I think we post the noise disturbance thing. So yes, it's also a reason why it's a big turn off for our future customers. So maybe for this kind of gangguan, we can update it if it's already fixed. And also another factor that I find is lack of awareness. So yeah, we can fix this awareness by improving our campaign. And also, I agree with Yowan said it's a bit far away from everything, but location is a parameter that we cannot change. So we need to improve in other factor. For example, like for occupancy that's a bit far away from everything, I think it is suitable for a backpackers customer. So maybe we can do broadcasting on Facebook to attract a backpacker. And yes, I think that's all from me. And maybe the last thing is the price are quite high during Corona. Maybe we can give them some discount, but what I heard from yesterday is not really give a big impact. Maybe yeah, that's all from me.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you, Alif. Then
Thank you.
Kayla.
Yeah. I think one of the things that maybe we can do also, based on what Alif and Yawen said, maybe we can determine like for each property, uh, what kind of market do we want to achieve? Like for instance, if the location is far, maybe we can determine like, oh, this is better suited, not maybe for not big families, but more for, um, like Alif said, backpackers. And from there, we can identify like the keywords for the descriptions and the images that will attract those kind of customers better. And I agree that one of the other factors is definitely the comments or the reviews, because one time I researched as well as when I looked at some Airbnb reviews, is there's some negative reviews that haven't been replied, and that old reviews are like more on the top. Like when you see reviews, right, you only see like the top 6, I think, and like some of them are just more older reviews, right? So if we can boost like the more recent reviews to be on top, I think that would be more attractive. But I'm not sure like if we can do that on like Airbnb and stuff. So okay.
I have some questions actually.
Yes.
So we found like we have a bad comments in Airbnb, but it's a permanent, right? We cannot delete this comment. Can we delete this post? I found the bad comment is on Rafik and Wayana account. Can we delete this post, this occupancy in Rafik and Wayana account, and move it to another account, for example, like Jing and Bukit Vista account, so we can solve these bad comment problems?
Okay.
You can avert to video.
Is there an Kak Didi? Sorry.
Right. Yeah. Technically, you can move listings across account. We do have the contacts in Airbnb to do that. We did that before with Cynthia.BukitVista account. We moved it to CynthiaWayana.BukitVista. However, the issue is that those accounts are basically assets, right? And that it's true. Once a review is made, even though we change the listing, we delete the listing, the review will be stuck in um, the account itself. So that's something that we found out as well. And then one option is to relaunch the listing. Do you remember the list? We actually did that before.
Ah,
Relaunching the listing, because relaunching the listing has some benefits. If you create a new listing, what we understand so far, yeah, new listings in Airbnb receive a boost. This is to avoid the long tail effect. Long tail effect meaning that only 10% of the whole listing receive 90% of the bookings. To avoid long tail effect, Airbnb has this algorithm to boost new listing. However, those there are several considerations for that: the ratings, the number of reviews, and so on and so forth. Um, Maybe like and nowadays it's very difficult to get bookings either way. If you have reviews, that could be what's the worth of a review. We haven't measured it in terms of like we haven't quantified it as well. So relaunching listing is one option. It's been done before. It can be done again. And but then moving listing across account, I believe the review will be still stuck to that account as well. And completely terminating an account is not an option because it is an asset in a sense. Because in Airbnb, there's this thing created at the account is created here since this time and so on and so forth that could create credibility, give credibility points.
Kak, if I may ask, yang kalau yang dulu itu kenapa di relaunch? Gara-gara comments juga?
Oh, kalau if it's about relaunch, usually it's because it's a new listing. It didn't perform for one reason or the other. Because it's a new listing either way, let's relaunch it. In a sense, because there's no loss.
no assets. No
Yeah.
assets inside it, like no
No
review.
assets yet. Yep. And then about the changing of account, that's because the account that was used, Cynthia actually moved to PR, so she's not related to HR anymore. So yeah, we had to transfer the account to avoid confusions in entire email inbox.
Interesting. Okay,
So-
I have questions next, Skyla. Related to relaunching.
Yes. Sorry.
What is the period of evaluation we should like take into account when we want to relaunch the listing?
The period of what, Kak? Sorry.
The relaunching, like, okay, this is already 1 month, then we have to relaunch, something like that.
So like the
Evaluation.
minimum So like the minimum gitu ya Kak?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Any suggestions? Like kalau selama ini gimana Kak? Is there a minimum? So there's never been a minimum Kak?
I think okay. I think I will check with marketing team related to this. So yeah,
Okay.
I think it's all okay. Okay, Kayla, you can
Okay, you can
continue.
continue.
Okay. So far we can conclude that we have the possibility to relaunch for the properties, so we can move on to the next research set, I suppose. Okay, so for this one, from Mr. Jing, he asked, do we agree that general travel conditions are improving? And if so, then why is our revenue challenged to grow to meet our projections? Maybe I can give the floor to Evelyn first for her first comment here.
Okay, wait. So the question was something like whether the general travel condition are improving, and if it does improve, then why is our revenue challenge to then why is our revenue? Oh my god, I misread it. Yesterday I was like I read it as when is our revenue challenge to grow. Okay, so basically what happened is I look up data on the internet, and it seems that the number of foreign tourists, it keep decreasing through years, especially in like no, even if you compare like the number of tourists that came in February 2021, it is lower than last year. So it seems that the trend is still going on a decrease, right? And then I've checked for government aid, stimulus package, etc. Whether the government gonna help us rebuild the industry itself. But no, correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't found any information, so I doubt that the government will help the industry in any way. So I guess it is really like it is really up to the industry itself, to recover and rebuild their revenue, etc. But there's actually a formula. Personally, I think there might be a chance that um like the government gonna help us in the future, especially after they open the border. um like they might provide us with some kind of like aid. And another news that I've heard that Bali gonna open their border internationally on August 2021. So perhaps I think that our revenue, like it will it will met our projection in like the third quarter of 2021. So like yeah, that's that.
So basically, you agree that the travel condition is getting better.
Um
Not right now.
Okay, for now, no, it does not get better, but maybe on August it will get better. It will get better from like August, because from my prediction, I guess when they open the border for Bali in August, the number of foreign tourists, it will increase, right? Like it might not increase significantly, but it will increase. Like it will going on a like I'm pretty sure it's gonna go on an increase, because like we're gonna have a high season soon as well. So yeah, third and
Okay.
fourth quarter of 2021, I guess that's where our revenue will met our projection. Like that's where it will get better.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Evelyn. For me, I did add a little to Evelyn's comment. I do agree. I know. I think the government is trying to help because they're currently doing the preparation for reopening the borders. There's like they're doing vaccinations and protocols, but I think it's applied to bigger hotels. Like I, that's my question too, Cesar. The government is helping, but will they actually help us because we're our business is in um, private properties. So yeah, but I think we have more chances to increase our revenue for domestic tourists instead of international tourists. Maybe I can move on to Kalilis.
Okay. So since the question is actually, do we agree that general travel conditions are improving right now? I would say, I'm not sure, but seeing majority of our guests coming from Indonesia, which is local, and it might also because our revenue right now is decreasing, right? And we don't really meet our projection like since December, I guess. December is too high, but from January, I would say from January. Um, for for this month, the projection is the revenue is actually far from the projection. And my hypothesis, because it is local people is now preparing for Lebaran, and they also have fasting puasa, so they tend to not travel during this time. That's why it is actually decreasing. We also can see from this Q2 compared to Q1, which actually minus 57%. So that's perhaps the cause. I would say that it's not improving yet, especially for locals. Yes, that's for me.
Okay. Is there anyone else who would like to comment? Thank you, Kalilis. Okay, if we don't,
May I ask something?
yes, yes.
Okay. Well, my question is, did we already have tried to get the another market target, like we know local target from Bali province or Bali island, like we tell to them about the another holiday with staycation, because yeah, we can give a special promo for them. So even if April or May will be not a good month, because we know larangan mudik or larangan mudik or the another like that, the another thing like that. How about we try to achieve the local target, the citizen from Bali area itself?
Mm.
Yes.
I think that's all for me.
Okay. Thank you, Mukmin. Are there any what is tanggapan in English? Any other ideas or to answer Mukmin's question?
Yo, anyone wants to try? Okay, let's try. Yohan, you're in Singapore right now, no? Yes? Yes, right?
Yeah, that's right. I'm in
Yeah,
Singapore.
do you have any visibility on what's going on there? And is there any like special program to
To
improve
Bali.
the hospitality? No, yeah, like the hospitality there. No hospitality, travel, sorry.
Travel to Bali, right? Because I
Well,
know now
like
international.
locally in Singapore.
Oh, how do they improve the local business here? Local
Yeah, yeah,
tourism.
yeah, yeah. In tourist.
The Singapore government have tried to launch a voucher called the Singapore Rediscover Voucher, where they will give everyone, every citizen that is above 18 years old, a 100 Sing dollar voucher, so that they hope they can use those amount of money to spend it for them to travel domestically, like spending those money on staycations or like the Universal Studios Singapore, or they can spend those food on. They can spend those voucher on food as well. So this is how the Singapore government boosts the domestic tourism.
Okay. Kayla, you may moderate again.
Okay. Thank you, Yawen. I think for now, the Indonesia, there's not much to expect from like stuff like voucher discounts. So for in Bali, do we have any other ideas for this to get another target market? If not, maybe I can just conclude for now that overall, I think we agree that the general travel conditions are not improving that much yet, especially for international tourists. Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you, Kalilis. Next, we have a thread from Kak Bayu, who asks, do we have any proof that partners with 20% commission is performing better than 15% one? With the context that marketing is offering this package to new partners, if we have the proof, it would be better. Maybe I can start with Kalilis. You're asking, yeah, what's the difference between 20% and 15% package? Since Kak Bayus hasn't answered that specifically yet, does anybody have any ideas for this?
Perhaps I would like to combine to CD first. Do you agree that we actually don't really differ the 15%, 20% package?
What? Sorry? No, not really. Practically.
Not really differ it, right?
Yeah. No, I got
You,
distracted by Kabayu's comments. That's funny. I never see Kabayu use emoticon emojis.
yeah.
But yeah, practically we offer the same thing basically, and that's I also pointed out previously that the package that we have, the three different package, are basically directing people to use the middle package, which is the 20% one.
Yes. But I mean, first, what's the difference between 20% and 50% package? Why I asked that? Because I feel that we don't really differ the
Yeah,
15%,
practically, kan?
20%,
You mean?
right?
Yeah, but
Practically.
Kabayu meant the proposal wise.
Yeah, I know. But if we don't really have the difference in the practical one, we cannot really offer that package from my side. This also connect with the plan from trial program, trial candidate in sales and BD that would like to uh, offer package updates when they can give us one referral,
Mhm.
like from 15% to 20%. But actually, the service is the same. So the problem is we cannot do that.
Mhm.
Should we do something about this? Okay,
Yeah,
let's.
I believe community also has this campaign to check the contract of partners, right?
Yes, for
Yes. In that
contract.
scheme, are they standardized to 15% or 20%, or just renew the contract based on their previous status and just treat it the same?
I think we knew the contract, but the difference is actually only on the period. Like the contract is unlimited, so we don't have really to renew it.
Mm.
And I think that's the biggest change that is there. And some of our partner also don't really have contract like previously, so we try to renew and also remake the contract for them. And I think no discussion about package basically
Yep,
previously.
yep, yep. I see. So just renew contract. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. So based on the practical aspect that we are doing right now, technically there are no difference, right? Because we
Yep.
don't really implement things differently either way.
Because of the condition basically.
Yep.
So let's see what is different here. First point is the same, right? Market your property in online travel agents profile, manage all reservation, Handle guest complaint, yes. Revenue management strategy, yes. The difference is weekly price monitoring, dynamic pricing on current market situation. We can do dynamic pricing, but like for this situation, we still apply flat pricing strategy, right, VD? And we don't really do weekly price monitoring since it's related to
Since
dynamic
COVID.
price.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's basically I already explained it to the trial candidate just now. Just to be transparent. But we don't really, we lower the do we lower the service for 20% package?
Not really. Like, we do still monitor prices and so on and so forth. Let's see. Can you open the thing?
This one? Okay.
Sorry. We do everything basically.
Dynamic pricing.
Yeah.
We're doing dynamic
Even
pricing.
even for the 20% or 15%, we also train and evaluate the on-site staff, right?
Yep. For the on-site
We
staff,
also do.
yes,
Yeah,
that's true.
basically we do everything that's written.
Yeah, we do everything that's written, right? But with last frequent pricing, pricing activity basically. So my suggestion is to evaluate the package basically, because the action is the same. I would say that the action is the same, except for the property that is not respect to us. Like respect means communication is really difficult. We cannot negotiate the price. Then we will basically just follow them. We don't really do intelligence inside property. That's perhaps the difference. Ayla, back to you.
Yeah, back to
Why
you,
did
Kayla.
you choose silent?
Hello, Kayla.
Hello, I
Oh,
think.
back to you.
Oh, okay. Udah. Sorry, there was a gangguan. Everyone was like talking at the same time. Okay. So for now, the solution we can give to Kak Bayu is to evaluate the packages dulu. Yeah. To do that, Kak,
Yep, but who
how do
will
we
do
do
that?
that?
That's the question, right?
Sorry.
When we create
Yeah, the question
conclusion,
is.
who will do that and by when, so on and so forth. So for the conclusion.
Mhm. Okay, so should we delegate this to someone to do the research, Kak, or like?
You're asking me or Lilith?
Yeah, or anyone sih, Kak, Lisa, Kak,
Oh,
Kak
okay.
Yudi, sorry.
Uh,
Yeah, like,
from me, I think this is a deep issue, yeah. Because it's
yeah.
related to the commission and so on and so forth. Lilith, since you're also in community, can you also can you help with this one?
Yep. But
Because
I
I
think
believe you've done this before as well, no, Lilith? We've done this before,
we
long
have
time
done
ago.
this before a long time ago. But yeah. Let's have a look at the card. What's happening inside that? And yeah,
I believe the breakdown previously was that okay, we decided this package for this percentage and so on and so forth, but even for our existing partner, we are not implementing that, something like that.
yep.
Because frankly, I believe the 15%, 20% differences is only the difference between the time the partner actually onboarded. For example, there are partners that have been with us since like 3, 4 years ago. They usually have 15%. Jogja, they have 15%. But for new partners, usually 20%. If I'm mistaken, yeah.
Yeah. Let's have the discussion in the weekly partnership final meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Kak Vidi and Kak Lilis. We should move on to the next research thread, I guess, which is from Mr. Jing. What it, what it ever, was it ever, what it ever would it ever be possible to would it ever be possible to automate reporting for our campaign funnels so that we would not have to manually write down the updates every time on a Scrum meeting? VD would probably be the best person to begin this conversation. So, VD.
Yep. Conclusion. It's been done. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's being done. I'm only in the step of completing the data, but it's already available in Videsh in general. For the views itself and also for the data that Lilis, yesterday Lilis gave some suggestions on the dashboard, like putting the percentage and improving the size of the visualization and so on and so forth. Um, you can observe it in product development, CEO, top level KPI. Basically, the infrastructure itself is already done, just the data, because the form itself is already done as well.
Okay, I think that
Still
answers
in
the.
the data completion, but the development of the infrastructure is already done.
Mm.
Is that for all the campaign?
Sales gas funnel campaign, and also
Yes, ma'am.
some campaign for HR, employee funnel. But for the partnership funnel, not yet. So gas funnel is the most complete one for now.
Only for the
Gas
guest.
funnel, and then a bit of employee funnel, but not yet for partnership funnel.
Partnership. Okay. Yep.
Okay, thank you, Kavidi. I think that answers the question very well. We should move on to the next one. I have a question, which is I recently read an article about how the post-COVID world would affect Bali's tourism, specifically Bali season, in the sense that it might change how travelers want to spend their time while they're traveling now. For instance, maybe travelers will want to like have more near to nature instead of like the urban areas. Now, would that affect our business specifically? And if it does, like how and when should we prepare for it? Considering like for now, it's still the regulations is still not very clear. We're still like waiting for international tourists to be able to come here. Like when should we prepare for that as well? Is there any ideas or answers?
I think this is a general question, and a lot of the trial candidates can participate in this discussion.
Yeah. Siapa Kaila, you can try to drive like by
Mhm.
offering questions to anyone. Like
Oh,
initial
okay.
questions.
Okay. Alif, what do you think of the question? Like, how do you think the demand would change in travelers going to Bali, and would it affect us?
Actually, I don't really have much knowledge about this. Maybe I need to do some research before I answer this. But in my opinion, I think how the post-COVID will affect the demand of traveler. Yes, I think yes, the vaccinate is already give to people. So I think sorry, actually I don't really know how to answer this because I haven't done some research about this.
Okay, thank you, Alif. So I guess your suggestion for now, we should do a little more research if we want to answer this question. Yeah. Are there any other takers for this? Anybody want to try to answer?
Kyla,
Yeah.
I'd like to give my opinion.
Yes.
I think when should we prepare is um, when the market demand has increased, like maybe after August 2021, when people allowed to go outside um, domestically or internationally. Because if we do it too soon, then it might not get implemented. But if we do it too late, then we might lose to our competitors. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much, Errol.
So, Carol, what are you saying? You want us to prepare like near 20, August 2020 what first?
Um, Maybe we should prepare it like when the market demand has increased, like there is when our revenue is steadily increasing, and maybe it is on August 2021. If it um, kayak yang dikatakan Evelyn itu benar, kayak memang mungkin banget Agustus 2021 itu bisa apa meningkat revenue kita. But if not, kita harus we should wait until like our revenue increase.
Okay. So we don't really need preparation.
Yes. Okay. So for now, we don't need much preparation yet. We should do it later in August 2021. Are there any other ideas for this?
How about yourself, Kyla?
Uh,
What Cynthia wants to speak? Sorry.
This is from my opinion, right? Okay, so sorry. So yeah, I read about the August thing that tourists can go to Bali internationally and domestically, and then for me, I I agree with KRL because we need preparation, not only uh, we need a new format for the market because I feel uh, I'm I try to be I try to be a tourist, right? Like I want to go to somewhere in August, and then when I saw, so you can imagine that there is a lot of promotion from all the competitors. So if we're not doing the new thing in marketing, I think we can get lost for that. So the preparation is very very critical, not only from the platform, but probably you mentioned that there is a micro influencer or anything like that, but we need to understand what market want. For example, when we do a marketing in the Airbnb or at the Traveloka for the voucher and some and other things, but no one really see that. It will just waste our time to try to think about what voucher again or how much discount that we need. But for me, how we really elaborate the marketing, how we really reach the people, and then who is the person that we really want to get reached out, because um yeah, there's a lot of competitors, and then we need to uh, understand what they really want, I guess.
okay. Thank you very much, Shantika. So yeah, we agree that we will need to do some preparation for when the market demand increases, and we should do it by August. But the question of like how we should do the preparation and what promotions or strategies we want to prepare for it, should we like is that a question we should answer now, or do we have to delegate, or how?
It's your questions, and you have to make a limit, like how far you answer your questions.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I think for now it's quite answered, and we can like how do I say it? Do more research in the future, I think. Okay.
Okay, is that done, Kyla?
Yeah, we don't have any more topics as well, I think.
Okay, So when you're done, you have to like uh, conclude yeah, you have conclude each topics. You have to give a
Mhm.
summary perhaps in the last, and you can close the discussion. But you have to wait for feedback.
So I got give the summary is how like now I summarize everything or later. Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I mean you have to close the meeting.
Just close the
Oh,
meeting.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's all for today's discussion. And yeah, if there are any feedbacks, I would greatly appreciate it as the chair for now. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
What's Evelyn reading?
Okay.
So
Good luck,
okay,
Evelyn.
Evelyn. Good luck.
Yes,